Welcome to Trump Wire, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. On Monday, August 25, 2025, Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis, Gaza, was a rare sanctuary amid relentless conflict. It stood as a beacon of hope for many, a place where the injured could find solace and care amidst the chaos. People believed the hospital's walls offered safety, but that illusion was shattered in seconds. The sense of security that once enveloped the hospital was brutally torn apart. An Israeli tank fired on the hospital's external staircase, a place where patients, families, and journalists gathered. The attack was sudden and devastating. The blast sent smoke billowing, instantly killing and injuring civilians and medical staff. The scene was one of utter chaos and heartbreak. This was not just another explosion, it was a direct attack on one of Gaza's last functioning hospitals. The impact was felt deeply by everyone in the community. The staircase, once a lifeline for the wounded, became a scene of devastation. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of life in a war zone. The attack sent shockwaves far beyond Gaza, as footage captured the horror in real time. The world watched in disbelief as the tragedy unfolded. For a population already battered by war, the strike on Nasser Hospital felt like the loss of the last safe place. It was a blow to the heart of the community. International condemnation followed, raising urgent questions about the rules of war and the protection of civilians. The global community demanded answers and accountability. The world could no longer ignore the brutal reality faced by those trapped in Gaza's conflict. The attack on Nasser Hospital became a symbol of the ongoing suffering and the urgent need for peace. The horror at Nasser Hospital unfolded in a chilling sequence, a tragedy that would soon echo far beyond its walls. The first tank shell struck without warning, killing Reuters cameraman Hussam al-Masri as he filmed, and another bystander who happened to be nearby. The attack was sudden, catching everyone off guard. As chaos erupted, people rushed to help the wounded, driven by instinct and duty. But just as they reached the site, a second shell landed in the exact same spot, targeting not only the injured, but also the first responders, journalists, and family members who had come to help. Al Ghad TV footage captured the moment. At least 16 people, many wearing medical vests, gathered on the hospital stairs, only to be engulfed by the blast. The footage is haunting, a testament to the vulnerability of those who risk everything to save lives. This double-tap strike was calculated to maximize casualties, punishing those who tried to help. It was a tactic designed to instill fear and chaos, ensuring that even acts of compassion became dangerous. 18 died instantly, including more journalists, an emergency driver, and a hospital worker. The loss was devastating, leaving families shattered and colleagues in mourning. None were armed, all were there to save lives or document the truth. Their only weapons were cameras, medical kits, and a sense of duty. The message was clear: even helping is deadly. The attack sent shockwaves through the community, warning others that compassion itself could be fatal. But the violence didn't end there. The night was far from over, and the sense of dread only deepened. Later, a third strike hit the same area, long after the initial chaos had subsided. This attack came when the dust had barely settled, catching any remaining survivors or would-be rescuers off guard. This final attack seemed designed to ensure no one would dare return, to make the area a place of fear and abandonment. The triple assault revealed a chilling intent. This was no accident, but a sustained attack on a known civilian site. The pattern was unmistakable, leaving little doubt about the message being sent. The world watched, horrified, as the line between battlefield and sanctuary was erased. News of the attack spread rapidly, sparking outrage and disbelief across the globe. The incident became a symbol of the war's disregard for humanitarian law, igniting protests and calls for accountability from the international community. Nasser Hospital's destruction was now impossible to dismiss, a stark reminder of the human cost of war and the urgent need for protection of those who heal and bear witness. The attack killed 20 people, shattering the fragile sense of safety that hospitals once offered. Dozens more were wounded, each one with a story, a family, a future that was forever changed in an instant. The hospital, meant to be a sanctuary, became a scene of heartbreak and loss. 5 journalists died, including Hussam al-Masri, whose camera captured his final moments as he documented the chaos around him. Their deaths silenced Gaza's voice to the world, leaving stories untold and truths unspoken. Eyewitnesses described chaos and disbelief, The air was thick with fear and confusion as people searched desperately for loved ones. A doctor recalled running to help, only to be thrown back by the second blast, his instincts to heal overwhelmed by the violence around him. "We're doctors. We're supposed to save people. But they targeted the helpers," he said, his voice trembling with grief and disbelief. Families mourned loved ones like Imad al-Shar, the emergency driver who always ran toward danger, never away from it. "He just wanted to get people to the hospital safely, and they killed him at the hospital," his wife wept, her words echoing the pain of countless others. These stories turn statistics into heartbreak, reminding us that every number is a life interrupted, a dream cut short. The war's toll is staggering. Over 62,000 Palestinians killed, half of them women and children, their futures stolen in a moment. The number of journalists killed has reached 189, medical professionals over 1,500. Each loss is a blow to the community's ability to heal and to tell its story. Each loss is a blow to Gaza's future and to the truth itself. The children's shoes left behind, the empty classrooms, speak of a generation at risk of being lost. The attack on Nasser Hospital stands as a devastating chapter in a conflict defined by the targeting of those who heal and those who bear witness, leaving scars that may never fully heal. Behind every number is a shattered family and a silenced voice, a reminder that the true cost of war is measured in lives forever changed. In response to global outrage, the Israeli military claimed it targeted a Hamas surveillance camera on the hospital. No evidence or images of this camera have been provided. The military also alleged 6 of the dead were militants, including a hospital worker and an emergency driver, claims denied by rights groups and colleagues. The double tap and third strike remain unexplained. Officials insist journalists weren't targeted, but their statements don't match the reality of repeated strikes on rescuers. Prime Minister Netanyahu called it a tragic mishap. But even Israel's top general admitted gaps in the investigation. Without transparency or independent inquiry, questions of intent and accountability remain unanswered. The Nasser Hospital attack was part of a relentless pattern. Since October 2023, half of all global attacks on healthcare have occurred in the Palestinian territories. Gaza's medical system is collapsing. By August 2025, only half its hospitals were even partially operational. UN and WHO reports document systematic strikes on hospitals, including Al-Shifa, Kamal Adwan, Al-Auda, and Al-Aqsa martyrs. Mass graves, destroyed wards, and targeted killings of medical staff have become grimly routine. Over 1,500 medical professionals have been killed, and basic care is now a luxury. The destruction leaves the wounded with nowhere to go, chronic patients untreated, and pregnant women without help. Disease and starvation are rampant. Over 186 people, mostly children, have died of malnutrition. These attacks are not just destroying buildings, they are erasing the very possibility of life and recovery in Gaza. The war on healthcare is a war on survival itself. The devastation in Gaza has given rise to a new term, healthicide. Coined by public health experts, it describes the systematic destruction of healthcare infrastructure, services, and personnel for political or military ends. Healthicide goes beyond bombing hospitals. It includes killing medical staff, blocking aid, and targeting patients. Some argue existing laws already cover these crimes, but others say healthicide highlights the deliberate strategy behind such attacks. The term forces the world to confront the scale and intent of these violations. It gives advocates and journalists a precise word for a unique form of violence. Healthicide demands a focused response to protect healthcare in conflict zones. Gaza's tragedy is part of a global crisis. Attacks on healthcare are rising worldwide. In 2024, over 3,600 incidents of violence against healthcare were reported, a 15% increase from the year before. In Ukraine, Russian strikes have targeted hospitals, including the Okhmadit Children's Hospital in Kyiv. Sudan's civil war and Lebanon's border conflict have also devastated medical facilities and killed hundreds of health workers. The pattern is clear. Hospitals are no longer sanctuaries and civilians pay the price. International law is explicit. Hospitals and medical staff must not be targets. The Nasser Hospital attack is a stark reminder of what's at stake. The world must act to protect healthcare, demand accountability, and restore sanctuaries of healing, even in war.